Yeah.
Hey, we're back, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Those Fantasy Dudes podcast. Can you imagine? What if I talk like
First-time
that
listeners, hey,
forever?
what's up?
And then we just lost everybody. Okay, we
Everyone
owe
clicked
them money, which is crazy. Who would have thought that could possibly happen? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Those Fantasy Dudes podcast. I'm your host, John, joined once again by my fellow dudes, Tyler, my best friend, and Jake, our acquaintance.
What's up, everybody? How are you doing?
Acquaintance. Yeah, you wish.
I mean, I could make an acquaintance if I want to. You can't decide that.
You'd be very disappointed.
That would be upsetting.
There would be a large gap in your life.
Especially considering I'm your best man. If we were just acquaintances, that'd be very sad for you.
I would just pick Tyler.
Oh.
Easy. Slam dunk.
What would happen? What would have to happen for you to give it to Tyler instead? What would
I mean, telling me that we're acquaintances in a real earnest fashion is a pretty good one.
That's a start. Okay,
That's a pretty good start. I don't know.
I'm going to see how awful I can be until you change your mind.
Beating you in the playoffs.
You don't mean that. That's just how you show intimacy.
Ooh, if I beat you in the Dynasty League, what would you do, Jake, this year? Come on.
I would hold that against
you. Yeah, I'd be pissed, but I'd be pissed because I didn't win, but I'd be happy for you that you finally got a championship.
Yeah, I'm sure you would find some way to say it wasn't legit, though. You'd say like,
no, I wouldn't. Just win a championship. Win a championship is done fucking 8-man league with a bunch of doofuses.
It was a 10-man league with a lot of the same people that you've beat, and you say those championships are real. So,
what do you mean?
I don't know. I think you're full of fucking shit.
We've kicked a bunch of those guys out.
Not really. We've only kicked out like 2 people in that league, and one of them was Spencer. And he's in those movie dudes, which says a lot because he doesn't watch football or care.
Yeah. So you beat Spencer, and then you added 2 other guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is, Jake.
You didn't even know about drafting by ADP before I started playing.
Who cares? Nobody did until 2018.
That's not true.
Okay.
It was very easy to look up.
Yeah, that's a little hard to defend, John. I'm sorry. I was trying to think.
Did you draft by ADP?
I told John about that.
A lot of people
and John
do.
was
like, I mean, you don't draft exclusively by ADP, but that's absolutely a factor. That's something
I think I drafted by ADP, but I didn't realize what I was like drafting. I didn't know why they were in that order. Like I wasn't like exclusively I didn't mock at all. No mocks like whatsoever back in that time.
Seems irresponsible. Not the no mocking part, but like, oh, these guys are just in some order. I don't know what it is.
It was just like Yahoo Answers rankings and like top 500 on ESPN in no particular order. It was like I don't know. I guess I don't know what I was doing.
That is an order. It's the top 500.
No, I just randomized 500. I randomized them. It's like Brock Osweiler's number 1 somehow.
Yep.
I don't know what I was doing. Either way, it's still a real championship in 2015, Jake. So you can't discount that.
Okay, whatever.
What you say? Where those fantasy dudes? Whatever.
Obama was president when you won a championship last.
That's not true.
He was.
No.
2015.
He was president until 20. Yeah, I guess he was president then.
Yeah, wow. Obama was president the last time you won a championship.
That felt like a different lifetime.
The good old days.
That was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
yeah,
but it's true.
Yeah. There might have been 2 presidents in between by the time I get my next championship.
It's a good chance, actually.
Yeah.
You're bad at fantasy, so
okay. We're here to talk about NFL news. Brittany Mahomes, a lot of Brittany Mahomes. Update on what's going on in our various leagues. Keeper dynasty, play a little survival football, and finish it off with our buddy Dr. Logan checking in. So, looking forward to that. Oh, geez. Week 12, guys. Week 12. We are 3/4 of the way through the NFL season, just about, which is wild to think about, but
exciting and terrible at the same time.
Yeah. Exciting because like when it is over, we can go to 1-month shows, which is a little bit less stress for us.
Yeah, it's good. Tell the people we hate them.
I don't want to talk to you.
I was saying exciting because playoffs are very exciting. I know there's no fantasy, but
not as a Patriots fan, it's not exciting anymore.
Yes, don't look behind me.
Super Bowl champions. Never forget.
Nobody look.
I have my 2015 fantasy championship banner behind me too. You can't see it though. Swear to God, it's right there.
Again, talking about things I feel like a lifetime ago. My God.
Yeah, jeez. If you want to follow us, Instagram at Those Fantasy Dudes, TikTok at Those Fantasy Dudes X, Fantasy Dudes Pod. And if you want to listen, if you're not already doing so, if you're watching on YouTube, you can do so on all of the various podcast platforms. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Scottbox, Reason, Radio Public, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Bullhorn, Castro, Podchaser, Podcast Addict, Podbean, Podcast Guru, Podcast Republic, Podverse, and Spotify for podcasters is our host platform.
I heard a podcast cop in there.
That's a new one. We have.
Okay.
You sounded like my uncle at Thanksgiving when we all sit down.
So. Yeah, we're getting interrogated the whole time as we're trying to do a real podcast.
Is your uncle speaking tongues at the dinner table?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's 2:00, so everybody's drunk. So they have
when's the pumpkin pie coming out?
Man.
Happy Thanksgiving, by the way, if you're listening on Thanksgiving.
I can't wait to have liquor at Thanksgiving, bro.
Yeah.
Just liquor, no turkey.
Just liquor.
I'm just here to drink. I throw all the food in the ocean.
Put the liquor in my body.
You guys are drinking straight mixers right now? That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Just eggnog? Just orange juice?
Just mixers.
Straight mixers? I've never seen
I just want the sugar. I'm crazy. If you want to support the show, click the link in our bio, give us money, and then we can buy each other Christmas presents.
I'm not buying you shit with the negative dollars.
I feel like it goes back into the show. Wow. Isn't that what we're supposed to say? And then we actually buy us presents with it? Or
and we just buy liquor and get drunk and commit crimes.
No Christmas gifts for each other this year again?
No, I'm getting you guys stuff. We're having a literal Christmas. I'm flying up to do so.
John, we talked about this.
Nope, we're doing it.
No,
sorry.
No
deal with it.
Sorry, John.
Your Christmas is going to be a beer at Gillette Stadium.
I just want an Ulta gift card for myself. Okay.
Isn't
that much to ask?
What are you buying at Ulta?
With you?
Hair gel? I don't know, man.
I want to get Garnier Fructis hair shampoo.
Garnier Fructis? You don't get Garnier Fructis at Ulta, you dumb motherfucker.
Dang. This man.
Spoken like a guy who uses fucking 3-in-1.
Do they? No. I use Head and Shoulders Green Apple 2-in-1 hair shampoo.
John's washing his ass. John's washing his ass with Dawn.
Whoa.
It cleans. It's good enough for ducklings. It's good enough for
good enough for baby ducks. It's good enough for John.
It's kind of like a baby duck if you think about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a baby duck. I'll take that. Quack.
Yeah.
That's not what I was talking about.
Yeah. We can't cut it. We can't decide afterwards. So leave it.
No, whatever's in this podcast is here to stay at this point. You guys should know that.
God. Yep. Anyway, enjoy your dish soap ass.
I told you I use Head and Shoulders, like, for the love of God. Also, have you guys walked in a grocery store and seen Garnier in the last 10 years? Because I haven't.
Yeah.
I don't think they sell it anymore.
I'm a guy who spends a lot of time in the shampoo aisle, but
that's true.
I mean, no, you got to use shampoo.
Tyler's not necessarily an authority on this.
You can use it wherever you want, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you still, for real though, you do need to use shampoo still for your scalp. Otherwise, like, you can't just use like body soap. It like.
Do you use Head and Shoulders? Like, what kind of shampoo do you use for your scalp?
It depends, honestly. I don't know.
Selsun Blue?
No.
Remember that stuff? It looks like paint thinner.
Ugh.
Yeah. I think you're just supposed to drink it. Regardless, I think it's time to talk about our girl who probably does use Garnier or did at one point in time. Brittany Mahomes. Jake, you ready?
No. I'm not excited to be back for this.
Brittany Mahomes update. Brittany Mahomes update.
Wait.
That was my favorite bit. It's just
that's what I missed the last few weeks, is just not having Jake's just dead stare into the camera as we play the jingle.
It's just like
the happiest jingle in the world.
It's just like getting through it. Like, I mean, it's been proved, like, I don't do enough on this show.
You do nothing.
Have any real opinion about Brittany Mahomes update. If it makes you two happy,
it makes the listeners happy too.
Give the people what they want.
Everyone thinks it's dumb.
That's not true.
People fast forward through it.
Consensus.
The people fast forward through it.
It's not true.
People is not one source. The people is multiple sources. People love it.
Yeah, even the guys on the show said that they miss your reaction. They miss having you as kind of the equalizer, the great equalizer.
Look, I've always said, I don't bring any actual work to this podcast, but I am the X factor. This podcast isn't the podcast without me here.
We could get by. But regardless,
the people want me. The people need me.
Regardless, what's Brittany up to? You know, she's up to stuff. She was up to a lot of things last time. We talked about her new clothing collab right here, which Jake, you missed if you listen to the podcast. There's a lot that you missed. Where she's wearing kind of like a full, you know, right, Tyler? Kind of red and black fleece set up there.
It's, looks like I don't know, discount special. I mean, it's not.
Well, no, because this was like $85, I think.
That shit is expensive, I'm sure.
It's just the top, I think. What did we say? Was like $100 or something, and then the pants were even more.
Plus or minus, do you think it's softer than cashmere or less? What would
definitely
you bet?
less. I mean, this is definitely like a poly blend. There's no way that's cashmere.
Yeah, definitely not full cotton though either. I don't think, if you had to ask me.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, I never do. I never do.
You know less about this than you do about fucking shampoo.
That's crazy. 11 minutes in, we've talked about cashmere and Garnier shampoo. So here we are. But yeah, Jake, if you missed last week's episode, I've decided to go a little bit more off the cuff with the Brittany Mahomes update. Make it a little more genuine, make it a little bit more fun and less scripted, so all of us can participate in a way that makes us all joyous and happy and just filled with glee. So regardless, Brittany obviously went to the game on Monday Night Football. Sadly, Taylor Swift was not there. She was performing like 5,000 miles away in Rio de Janeiro for her Eras Tour International. But Brittany was wearing these magnificent custom pants that, I mean, I think we can all agree are just exquisite.
We're not going to agree on that.
Who's that guy?
This would be a criminal that got away with sexual assault. That's Jackson Mahomes. Yeah.
That is a rapist.
That is, yep.
He's got the $500 jeans too.
It's crazy that I would hate that dude no matter what he did, but then he actually did something that's worth everybody hating him, and that's good. Because everybody deserves to hate him. He's the fucking worst.
Well, there's some good comments here. What did this person say? Go away, barf face. To his comment, what he said, love the crew. Literally everyone hates you.
Not a fan of you, but can you catch a football? Very good, very good.
Claire Kittle, fit goes
could fill in
hard.
for MVS. You think he could? What do you think Jackson Mahomes' 40 time is?
I don't know. 4
It's got to be good if he got away. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, he didn't run away. He's a fucking dude. He's a fucking loser. I hate that kid.
Regardless, we're here to talk about.
I could beat the fucking brakes off of that kid, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you're fucking 275 pounds. You could kill him if you wanted to with your bare hands. Yes, Jake.
Wouldn't that be cool? Just like
that man is part of a family of athletes.
Bulldoze him, bro. Regardless, if you had to guess which 49ers player's wife made these pants, what would be your guess?
Claire Kittle.
Good guess. Tyler?
Let's see. 49ers wife. Who is like the most bland and terrible?
I feel like Brock Purdy doesn't have a wife.
He actually just got married, or he's definitely just got engaged during the season. I remember seeing photos.
I'm gonna say, no offense to fullbacks out there, but Kyle Juszczyk's wife.
No, that's not. No, the Juice dude. The Juice.
Wow,
is
Tyler, spot on. It is Kristen Juszczyk.
No. Hey,
no,
you read the notes. What the fuck? I swear to God, I didn't know.
That's wild. Yeah, no, Kristen Juszczyk. She's the one that made these pants. If you want to go ahead and watch the mishmash of how she did it.
I don't.
Beautiful.
But I'm going to have to.
Yeah. So she made the pants. She's actually best friends with George Kittle's wife, Claire Kittle. And she even made this really cool outfit down here.
I don't like those pants. Like, even earnestly, like, aside from the fact that I don't like
I'm a big fashion guy, and I really
I really like this. I
describe myself as a big fashion guy.
This is cool, right?
I mean,
that's
pretty tight.
Yeah, the puffer jersey, that's sick.
Yeah. I like that. That's cool.
Her and Claire have some really cool style. Like, look at Claire, dude. She's got some cool looks. Way better than.
Have no idea what his wife looks like.
Dude, people are going crazy on the.
Yeah, I fuck with the vintage tees,
like collage tee style. Those are cool.
Yeah, the oversized t-shirts are so in now. She had something. Oh yeah, look at this outfit, dude. It's fucking sick. Look at those shoes.
That's like a party outfit.
The shoes might be
Yeah,
custom.
but like, yeah, but I've gone down a deep dive with players' wives at this point, and basically
You're a
what I
fucking
wanted.
weirdo.
Basically, what I wanted to say is during this deep dive, I found some shocking similarities between Kristen Juszczyk and Brittany Mahomes. They're both friends with a player who has. They're both friends with a wife that is dating a tight end. Okay, because Claire Kittle, and also Kristen Juszczyk has an Instagram for her dogs, just like Brittany.
Huh?
There's Mozzarella and Pierogi. They're both Samoyeds. They're gorgeous, handsome, right?
Those are pretty cool.
And she posted in her story today. It's not there anymore, but Kyle Juszczyk's brother has an Airbnb called the Juice Box that you can stay at for $308 a night. It's a converted shipping container in Ohio. Look at that. That looks so fun. The Wi-Fi password's right there. Ring 47.
$308.
I fucking hate this podcast sometimes.
So
bro.
what I
Where
was
is this
thinking-
in Ohio that you're charging $300?
It's a converted store. Look, they have a Rubik's Cube.
Where? What in the world? How did you find this information?
Dude, I don't know. I work from home today.
It's literally,
So
it's called a juice bar. I can't.
it's sick. It's sick. So what I was thinking is maybe if we want to meet Brittany Mahomes, this is the gateway. We go stay at the Juice Box. We meet Kyle Juszczyk's brother. We talk to him. We're like, hey,
I would
we
rather
I like
have a
this angle.
podcast. We have a podcast.
rather throw myself off a fucking bridge than spend the kind of money I need to go stay in Ohio
Creola,
to try
Ohio.
to meet fucking Brittany Mahomes.
This is genius, John. I'm all in.
I- how we do it.
I could start listing reasons not to do this and things I'd rather do now and die before I finish.
Throw myself out of an airplane. Throw myself off a bridge. Basically, all suicidal attempts. It's what it sounds.
I'd rather do my taxes for the next 50 years in a row than do this.
Wait, you're gonna have to do that
Jake,
anyway.
Then yeah.
No, I mean I'm saying in a row.
I would
Let's start
rather eat dinner every night.
do my taxes.
Jake, all I'm saying is my plan here. Listen, in theory, we can use the Airbnb for a chance to meet Kyle Juszczyk's brother and convince him that we are cool guys. All we gotta do.
Guys. It wouldn't take much convincing.
I'd rather clean a cat's litter box.
Throw a
with
little
my bare
pigskin
hands.
around in the yard. You know, say, oh hey man, what's going on? You a big football guy?
Yeah.
He'd be like, cut the shit. You guys are like the third ones this week trying to talk to me. Like, Kyle doesn't give a shit about you guys or your podcast.
What if he introduces
he's
us
like,
to Kristen?
Yeah, me and
Introduce
Kyle
us to
don't really have
Kristen.
we don't really have a good relationship. I hope you guys enjoy your stay.
Right. That'd be really sad. That'd be like Aaron
terrible.
Rodgers and his brother who was on The Bachelor. Yeah.
Like,
No, but
yeah,
I
we're
think
really
it's a good.
struggling financially, so we have to rent out this container and
This was our
market
home.
it.
We stay at the motel now.
Kyle Juszczyk definitely funded creating this thing. There's no doubt in my mind.
I don't know, dog. I don't know if that's a slam dunk.
Either way, I think we could talk to Kristen through Kyle Juszczyk's brother somehow. He could get us linked up,
This
and
is
then
fucking
maybe she does a
crazy.
clothing collab for our podcast. And we're like, oh my god, didn't Brittany work with you? No way, that's crazy.
Bro, the minute Brittany Mahomes found out about our podcast and found out about you more specifically,
We'd probably
think-
be banned from
yeah,
everything.
I think
From
I'm a
what?
safe person because you'd
We
be
could-
like, "You're not crazy. You didn't even like this shit."
I like
How would that make you feel? How
support
would that
her.
make you feel if you went through one of your stupid fucking plans like this, and that's how it ended up? I meet Brittany Mahomes because I'm like, I don't fucking like you. She's like, all right, I like that, and then we all hang
You're hired.
out.
For what?
All right,
I
I
don't
like
know.
hang
that
out.
about you, Jake.
And then we all hang out. She's like, I'm tired of having fake people and fucking psychopaths around me. And then we hang out. Get to hang out with Taylor Swift. How'd
No,
you feel?
she's the catalyst to the cycle.
you end
That's
it,
like a
John?
Hallmark movie, Jake.
I would definitely be jealous that you wouldn't be like, "Hey, invite my friend John. He actually would love to be here." Unlike me, like he already has
He's
tickets
barred
to
from
2 of
every
your upcoming
NFL stadium,
concerts.
but I mean, besides that, like he's a cool guy.
Yeah,
Do you like
very
due
upsetting.
to
for
our
me.
into questionably aged Latino women?
Okay.
When I
All
got
right,
the Jake
Jake.
for you.
Forget this is a live podcast. Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. Wow. Okay. We're moving on. We're
What a
moving
good
on.
segment.
It's time to talk about NFL news and injury
NFL
updates.
news and injury updates.
How we doing, fella? How we holding up?
I'm doing great.
It's been a doozy. I'm surprised.
I'm actually, dude. I feel amazing.
You feel good? That's good.
I feel amazing. I'm winning games. I'm living. I'm having a good time.
Oh God, hold on. I'm stalling. If you can't tell, I'm really good at
Pull up those
stalling.
notes,
Actually,
T-Dog.
God. I'm on my MacBook from high school because I'm at my parents' house for Thanksgiving. Oh,
Remind us,
You got the
how long
MacBook?
ago
What-
were
what-
you in
what
high
year?
school?
Yeah, what year?
Yeah. What year did you graduate,
this is a
Taylor?
2015 MacBook. So I
Mm.
got it my senior year. So
You
it's
should wipe it
holding
and
up
start
good.
torrenting on it.
Oh,
Mine's
boy.
from 2012, so it's just full of torrents of
Um,
porn. It's really bad.
Oh my.
Crazy that you would say that.
Yeah,
Such a-
this man
not
just got
true,
to
but it's
talk
up
about
to you to
the fact
decide
we're
if
on
it
a
is
live
true.
podcast, but
That's
who am I to judge?
crazy.
Oh, by the
I'm,
way, the Juice Box
signed in
does
anything.
have an Instagram if you want to follow it. JPM_getaways. It has
You didn't
190
need to read
followers.
that.
I'm just letting you know. And
It's good
Mozzarella and Pierogi have 8,000 followers as dogs.
I mean,
Hey,
I'm not gonna
John,
lie. That's super cute.
live on the
Yeah.
podcast, can you Facebook Messenger me the password to your Google Drive so I can look at the
Are you kidding me, Tyler?
I can't sign in. It's a different computer. I didn't know. I
Just
thought it was
sign-
I thought it was signed in.
All right, you guys want me to do the notes
putting it
sight
in-
unseen? You got it.
I'm putting it in the. How about? I mean, I could just do it. I'm putting it. Here's the link in the chat.
All right,
Tyler. There you
so
go.
Okay.
Justin Jefferson didn't play this week. It's looking not great for this week. Coming up here, and then they
Yep,
go
good
into a
analysis.
bye. So if you got to win out, you got to sell him now. Get off of Justin Jefferson on the hope that maybe he plays this week. Sell him to a team, but your trade deadline probably already passed. If you have somehow not had him all season and made it to the playoffs, congratulations. It's going to be awesome. Aaron Jones, he's not playing this week. Tommy DeVito looks really good.
Hey, you're doing a good job.
I hope that
These are all
Daniel
such
Jones never comes
biased
back.
News stories that Jake is bringing up.
Nothing
right
to do with it. What's wrong about Aaron Jones? I don't have Aaron Jones anywhere.
Just
but
for
he
your
lost
information, Jake,
championship for you.
Justin Jefferson was on Twitter saying that my health is way more important than you winning your fantasy games. It doesn't matter how many times y'all flood my DMs talking about me selling your team. I don't care, he says.
That's
How do you feel about that, Jake?
I will.
Doesn't make you feel as an owner.
Yeah,
That's
that
fine.
he doesn't
Guess
care
what?
about you.
Guess what? I'm going to make the playoffs in all the leagues that I have him, and then get him back for the playoffs.
I don't know
How's
if
that
you
going to
will.
make you guys feel?
I don't know if
I
he's
don't
going
know.
back.
I've already clinched it in Dynasty.
He literally said it. No,
you're saying you
fuck.
don't know if he'll come back? No, he'll come back. I mean, they've got a bye. I think the thing here is like he's close to playing.
But Jake, if you're so confident with him coming back, why did you just trade your 2026 first round pick for Raheem Mostert?
Because I wanted.
I thought you were
running back depth
confident.
in case running backs get hurt.
Even though you have
Fuck
CMC,
conversations,
Saquon
huh?
Barkley, all these other guys, Jonathan Taylor. I thought you loved Jonathan Taylor. Why would you need all these other running backs?
Do love Jonathan. Why would I not take a good value on good depth at the running back position when I'm going
Why
to
do you need
make a playoff
18
run?
running backs on your dynasty team?
I don't know. Is this the only thing that you have?
I'm just
question me?
asking a question. I'm just asking a simple question.
You would absolutely do that trade. I don't know what the question is.
Are we going to go
Yeah,
over
You're
that
questioning my
trade?
loyalty to a
go
player
over the
because
trade
I
in a
made
minute,
trades
too.
for running backs?
Tyler, why don't you talk about the next story here?
Yeah, I feel like that trade does need some airtime, but we'll keep rolling with the
We'll
news
talk
here.
about it.
So Zach Wilson has been reverted to the emergency QB option. Tim Boyle is going to get the start on Friday against Miami. Trevor
Dude.
Siemian, did we mention him earlier?
I
No, we were
love that
talking
Tim
about-
Boyle just keeps getting a job because him and Aaron Rodgers are boys. That's
They're
it.
friends, right?
I love that. Like I don't like Aaron Rodgers, but I do love that like Tim Boyle sucks ass. He played at UConn and he literally only keeps getting a job because him and Aaron Rodgers are just boys.
I don't know, man. I feel like you gotta be playing at a pretty high caliber to
Dude, I was watching highlights of Tim
be the
Boyle
Jets
today, and
quarterback
it's literally
still.
just him overthrowing guys by like 30 yards and throwing
Tyler, I
picks.
promise you, like you've talked worse about quarterbacks that are 10 times the quarterback that Tim Boyle is. He just keeps getting jobs because him and Rodgers are boys. And I think that's sick. Like, I think that's super cool.
I mean, hey, industry connections, but you still have to practice well.
That's
The
kind of like how
coaches
you
aren't
keep
just like, oh yeah, like the Jets are still, they're not out of it. I hate to
right.
say it, they're really not.
Isn't it kind of
Um,
how like Jake keeps getting invited back to the podcast because you and him are boys?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not
It's the
true.
same
We're
exact thing.
boys.
Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot.
We're boys. I brought Tyler here. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's not important. That's not important how it
Yeah,
happened. It's
I've been
You didn't even
established on
fucking
this
know, Tyler.
forever, Jake. Come on, dude.
live in the now,
We know
Jake. We're here and now. Okay, it's not about what happened in the past.
Whatever.
No,
Whatever.
it is about what happened.
I'm
in the
Aaron
past week.
Rodgers. You guys are Tim Boyle.
The Jets are the first team since 2009 with fewer than 10 offensive touchdowns in the first 10 weeks. So remember how I said they're not out of it?
They're not.
They're not in
They
it.
might kind of be out of it. They're not mathematically eliminated though. So my point being, yes, Tim Boyle may have gotten that job initially, like a roster position or even like a backup option because of Aaron Rodgers, but you still need to be legit. You need to play well enough. And Zach Wilson has shown flashes of decency. So I don't know what they're thinking, but you must be wanting to win games still.
I mean,
And they have one of the toughest schedules of honestly, like the AFC East has a really tough schedule this year. Maybe it's
I
just
feel
part
like
of the fact that the AFC East is also good for the
Yep.
most part, other than the Jets and the Patriots. So that's 4 games already. Plus they have to play like Dallas, Cleveland, which has a good defense. I mean, Philadelphia, Kansas City, Buffalo twice, Miami twice. Washington's
Their
not bad.
games
Like
left. They're 4-6. They play the Dolphins this Friday. They play Falcons, Texans,
good
Dolphins
teams.
again, Commanders, Browns, Patriots.
Let me ask you, do we think that there's a chance that the reason they're taking out Wilson is they don't want him to keep sucking for the rest of the season, possibly get injured, and destroy all of his confidence? So
they can trade him?
No, so that they can let him sit behind Rodgers like they were going to do this year.
Him? I don't know. It's a weird dynamic because there was a press conference, is it today or yesterday, where Zach Wilson said, "Yeah, I'm not surprised I'm getting benched.
What?
I'm not taken aback by that. It was kind of expected."
That's crazy from his first thing that he ever said as a Jet, which was, let's go win a Super Bowl.
Well, also,
Right
if they
after
sign a
he got
veteran
drafted.
QB as competition, I'm going to make that guy's life hell.
He
I'm gonna
said
make
that
his life
too.
a living hell. Yeah.
Wait, did he say that?
These are all
He
taken out
did.
of context, but yes.
Yeah, he did say that. Yeah, I don't know. It's not looking good for the Jets. I mean, I wonder what their chances are of making playoffs. Now. It's
When
gotta be
has
like
it looked good
10%.
for the
not good.
Jets? Other
Yeah.
than like this offseason.
They were
In fact,
great.
actually, never mind. I take it back. It always looks good for the Jets. It never is good for the Jets.
That's a fair point. But
Last
I don't
year,
know.
somebody had already, I think John and I had both already lost the water bet of under 6 wins. I think this time last year they were over 6 wins, which is
yeah,
crazy.
with Zach
And they're
Wilson. Well, they were
4-6
using Mike
now.
White.
Yeah,
It's
they were
wild.
using Mike White a lot too.
Mike
But we'll see
White
how that plays out.
in the Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he
kinda.
sure is.
His jersey
No,
is. He himself, as Mike White, is not, but his accomplishment is. The Steelers have fired Matt Canada, finally, to the rejoicing of many Steelers fans.
The American.
This is a boggling statistic. I remember when I first saw this. This is the first time since 1941 that the Steelers have made an in-season coaching change of any coach.
They stick to their guns, I guess. I don't know, for
1940
better or
I didn't
for
know the
worse.
Steelers were a football team in 1941. Are you kidding me?
They've been around for a long time.
Yeah,
That's forever.
one of
That's
the
like 100
OGs.
years ago.
Yeah,
That's
just about.
unbelievably long ago. They rank 28th in points per game, 28th in yards per game, and 31st in passing yards per game.
Damn.
They have been
Computers didn't
outgained.
exist.
They have been outgained in every game this season and Kenny Pickett has 6 passing touchdowns. Kenny Pickett is the only quarterback since the merger. What is it? This is written.
Damn. The last time they made a coaching change in season, we didn't have color TV.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think we even had
World
TV in
War
the
II
40s.
was
Hitler was in
happening.
power.
It's
So
not good.
he's the first QB since the merger of 315 QBs with 500 or more pass attempts to throw a touchdown fewer than 2% of his passes.
Sorry, that is
So-
the worst wording I've ever seen in
Of
my life.
what? What is
So
this?
so he's thrown a touchdown
There have been
on less than 2%
315
of his attempts.
QBs. There have been 315 QBs with 500 or more attempts to throw a touchdown on fewer than 2% of those attempts.
What?
Basically,
he has a-
What stat are we
is-
reading? Is this Kenny Pickett?
It's a historically low passing touchdown percentage.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say.
Just
There
Kenny
have been
Pickett?
many memes I've
Yes.
seen about how
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson still has more passing touchdowns than Kenny Pickett.
Oh, love that.
It's not good. It's not looking good.
Not great
But
for
Matt
Deontay
Canada's not
Johnson
there now.
or George Pickens either.
Yeah, so where do we go from here? Who has interim duties is what I want to know. How does this shake out?
I think we're going to find out this week to see if they just I don't know, man, because honestly, Najee Harris and Jalen Warren were starting to be pretty good for fantasy, which they seem to do that toward the end of the year when it doesn't really matter anymore because your team is
Hey.
already 3-7 and your fantasy chances are fucking over.
This is interesting. The running backs coach, Eddie Faulkner, is the new OC, and quarterbacks coach, Mike Sullivan, is the play caller.
Oh.
So, Jalen Warren's season is what I'm thinking.
Are you starting Jalen Warren over Najee every week if you have him?
100,000%. Yeah.
Are you starting Najee in any context?
No.
Not unless I have to. If I drafted Najee
Literally,
and I
I
have
mean, yeah.
3 running backs on my team and somebody's got a bye week, then yeah, I'm going to start Najee Harris, but I'm not going to be excited about it.
So if your other
I'm gonna
Tyler in the
start
league of
Khalil
record
Herbert.
who has Najee Harris, Darrell Henderson, and Nick Chubb,
Okay, Daryl Henderson's not on the
What?
team.
Darrell
and
Henderson just got waived.
Nick Chubb doesn't have a knee.
right? He also has Antonio Gibson. That's his running back room. Gibson, Chubb, Henderson, and Najee Harris. I'm playing him this week. I need
God
to
have
win. If I
mercy,
lose
that
to him,
man's
I'll
gonna have to
fucking kill
start.
myself.
That man's going to have to start. I don't even know, dude.
If only he
Latavius
would look
Murray,
at and
no, he's out
respond to
too.
trades, I'm sure I could help him.
I was in
Are we through the
negotiations
deadline too?
with deadline's over. I was in negotiations with him for Keenan Allen on Monday night for about 3 hours. We went
Motherfucker,
back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Scream.
Brad was also in negotiations with him. You could have fucking messaged him, Jake. He's on Facebook. It's not
I
that
have
hard.
sent him so many I shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to send somebody like if
I
that's what their
have-
preferred.
Never had an experience like this where the trade deadline is approaching. I reached out to 3 complete radio silence, doesn't even read my message. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not a yes, not a no, just no acknowledgement of my existence.
It drives me
It's been
absolutely
brutal.
insane.
Yeah.
It has to. It's got to be addressed in the off season when we talk about it. It's got to be like you don't look. You don't even have to make the move. Just decline the trade.
Just say no.
it.
Just say no thanks.
Just
That's
I,
But
I
just
don't even
not
think you
reading
need
it
to
at
send a
all is
message.
bananas.
Just straight up decline the trade.
Yeah, that too.
Like then you looked at it, didn't like it. If you're Peter and you don't like moves, decline the trade.
Yep.
Peter won a championship, and his team name is No Trade Wins. So we already know that it's not going to work with him. At least we know
No
he's
trades.
not going to do it. He's also not knowledgeable enough to make a calculated move in terms of a trade. So
More ships than you, John.
actually, the same amount. Fucking asshole.
More 12-man league ships.
Okay, Jake. Great. Thank you for your thoughts. Every single fucking podcast with that. Appreciate it.
My
No,
goodness.
other Tyler is done. I mentioned this in week 1 of this season. He's done. He's out. Just so you guys know.
Yeah. Well earned by him.
Yeah, great job. Great job, other Tyler.
Well-earned W.
But yeah, why don't we move on here? Why don't we move on to the Dynasty download? Oop.
Dynasty download.
Okay, Jake. Dynasty download. This is where we are going to talk about all things Dynasty. I do have one talking point, but first things first, let's go over this last minute trade you made with our good pal Ben.
I wouldn't call it last minute. We still got like a week before
Oh,
trade
yeah.
deadline.
A while. Yep.
It's a week from
Yeah.
now. So.
I feel amazing about this trade. I
Oh,
sent
shit. Of course you do.
I sent Logan's 2026 first round pick
Just
to
the fact that
Ben.
we're even trading those is insane to me. But continue.
I sent it to Ben for Gus Edwards and Raheem Mostert. The RB11 and the RB2 on the season.
Yeah, Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards is the RB11. It's because he's gotten 2 touchdowns a week for the last like 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's literally he's
been a touchdown
gotten a
machine.
grand total of like 7 touchdowns in 5 weeks.
He's one of those guys that you can't. I mean, I guess you can start him. He's been.
Look,
I guess
brother,
he's the guy.
my other options behind him are Jerick McKinnon, Dalvin Cook, Leonard Fournette. So
nobody.
I'm kind of
Yeah,
surprised
so
Fournette
nobody-
hasn't gotten thrown on the like game day roster yet.
I don't get that one. Like he
Why
was
did they sign him?
he was still. I mean, I guess he rushed for 3.5 a carry, but like I thought he was pretty good.
He was really good, dude. Fournette was. I mean, in 2022, he was the RB12. 2021, he was the RB6.
I don't know. We should
Like-
ask Mac because I feel like there's some NFL shit we're missing about why he's just like
Dude, his yards per carry. Oh no, okay.
3.5. I mean, it's not
About
great.
Leonard Fournette?
But he's a good receiving back. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like he would be a good complement on that offense. They just want to use the younger guy, I guess. Maybe he's just a
Yeah.
depth piece because he's cheap, so they can get him because no one else is signing him until they did in week 11. But either way,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean this is. I guess
great
Ben
trade.
Ben gave up because Joe Burrow got hurt. I think.
I mean, that's a good time to give up if most of your team is based around Joe Burrow. And
It's
I mean,
not though. That's the thing.
well, let's not
Drove
talk
me
about
crazy.
let's talk about how he got some of his other wins. Zach Moss, toast, got 1 touch last week. Samaje Perine, toast. I mean,
This
he
is a guy
doesn't
who
like
has Raheem Mostert and Gus Edwards, though.
right, but like
He could have
as
rolled with
much
those
as
guys.
yeah, but
Could've.
he's not going to win a championship off the back of those 2 guys.
Make a
I feel like
trade
you guys-
for a RB2 for one of them, and he's still a contender. Jordan Love is not horrifically bad. Now, don't get me wrong. It's in NFL terms, he's not been playing great.
I mean,
Jordan Love is the
he's-
QB12. You have Jamar Chase, Chris Olave.
Jamar
Puka
Chase is
Nacua,
going to take
Josh
Jamar
Downs.
Chase is going to take a dip.
It doesn't
Chris
matter.
Olave, Chris Olave is good, but Chris Olave is not league winning. Like these guys are all very good, but you
Jake,
you needed Joe Burrow. For
My
this,
point
this
is,
roster to come
comparison,
together.
There is no like, there's this
And you
mythical
needed, like-
thing that people think of, like, if I'm not the absolute definitive number 1 team in the league, I will never win a championship. What I'm saying is, this is a competitive roster that can still win you games. So, what benefit does it give you to trade for a first round pick in 2026?
Here's what I want to say.
I
He
mean,
has listen, he's a playoff team this year. He might even still make the playoffs, especially if he keeps those 2 guys. He definitely does.
Yeah.
The thing is, he didn't need to take this trade. He has 23 draft picks in the next 3 years. 23. That's
hey, look,
a
a
I'm not.
fucking insane amount. Like
I'm just
he
saying.
didn't need to get picks.
I get why he panicked a little bit, and did I take advantage of that? Of course, because I'm playing the game to win. But like, I still also see where he's coming from. Like, if Mostert gets injured, he's toast, and then he has nothing, and Mostert doesn't play next year.
Okay, but the
That
trade deadline
is
wasn't
so many
last
players,
week for
though.
this league.
But it's
Yeah.
not so many rosters. That's what I'm saying. It's not so many rosters. If my main running back gets injured, I have another one.
So
If my
trade
main
for
wide
another
receiver is-
running back or 2 instead of trading for a first round pick.
I agree with you, but that's
Right.
on him.
But I
I'm
hear
not
what you're
arguing that this was
Yes.
his best move. That's not what I'm
Yeah.
arguing. I'm just saying, like, I
Correct.
get why he was in the mindset he was.
Yeah.
I think we all agree if we're him, what we would have been doing is turning around 3 second-round picks for a couple middle tier, RBs next year, like sending them to, making an offer on A-Chain and locking up that backfield. And, we would have run this team completely differently.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, the guy's got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2025 first round picks. I mean,
That's
he had
heinous.
more than enough to turn around. But at the same time, he still has those next year. He's done with his 2024 picks. Those picks are just going to increase in value. I think that he should just consolidate some of these thirds, try to get seconds in 2025, and really, really aim for next year, and then trade away all those 2025s after he sees where his season goes next year.
It's just
Look at all these
crazy.
picks.
His points for are better than John on the season. If we were in
He's
rankings
fourth.
by points for, he is in
Fourth.
fourth place in the league.
Yeah.
And he has about 200 points more against than Logan or Tyler or Jake
Yeah.
or me or even Connor. Like he's lost some tough matchups, and he's also had some really, really strong weeks, at least earlier in the year when Zach Moss blew up. Same with Mostert. So I mean, we said it before, but we would have run this team differently. When I saw this team doing well, I would have sold a lot of these picks to try to get the studs and make a run. He's still playing for 2025, 2026. That's
Yeah,
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? Okay, that's another $150 you're throwing in the fucking garbage when you could have made something of this team. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, he definitely I would have traded Jordan Love away to I would have made an offer on Jordan Love on my
early in the year. Same with Puka.
once he started firing. No, Puka I'm keeping, dude.
Could have sold him hard though and gotten another.
He's got phenomenal wide receivers.
You don't sell off a wide receiver that you hit on that for nothing.
Yeah,
he's got him for free agency.
Basically free.
You got him for free agency. You don't sell a wide receiver like that, especially when you've got he's also got Josh Downs, who looks really good. Once that QB situation gets solid, that's going to be great. He's a rookie. He's got plenty of time to develop. Chris Olave, Jamar Chase, I mean,
that's
what he really should have done is just.
Elite wide
the problem is too. Let's look at available leading running backs that people could go for. So you've got Christian McCaffrey, would never sell him. Raheem Mostert, he already had, who was kind of a tough. I mean, he's amazing, but a lot of his being in the second position are off of a 45-point week. So he's great, but I don't think he's the only thing you need.
He doesn't deserve that number 2 spot.
Right. I agree. Opinion. Yes.
Yeah.
Who could?
You've got
Jake,
Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne. That's what I'm saying. There's nobody he really could have targeted because it's Travis Etienne. Tyler's not going to sell Travis. Brian Robinson. Connor's making a run. I don't know why Connor would sell him. Josh Jacobs. Tyler's not selling him. Rashad White. Again, Connor. He wouldn't sell him. DeAndre Swift is the only one that I can see. And it's only recently that I think Dane would have been all right, I'll sell out for, a first and a second or whatever.
Right.
And then it goes Logan with Jahmyr Gibbs, definitely not happening. Tyler with Alvin Kamara, definitely not happening. You with Mixon, not happening. And then he had Gus. Brees, definitely not happening. Kenneth Walker, now doubtful, and also Logan. James Cook with Troy. Me with Saquon. Derrick Henry, he could have gotten Derrick Henry off Sterling, but look how bad that's turning out right now.
Yeah.
And then you got Bijan and Tony Paul, and then we're starting to get outside of the top 24.
I mean, you still got Mostert and Gus Edwards though, because we're talking about hypotheticals here where they're not playing already.
I think he needed a wide receiver. A wide receiver too.
No, I'm not even looking at hypotheticals. I'm just saying that those aren't the guys that I really see taking you to a fantasy championship. Especially, most of you are playing Dallas and Baltimore. As much shit
as we talk about quality of player, these big juggernaut teams, I cannot stand to see people give up on their team before their team gives up on them. Before you truly lose because of not having these guys, what do you have to lose for trying to trade for a Jerome Ford and a Devin Singletary to just see what happens in the playoffs?
I mean, he also loses.
Ben is winning games still.
He loses, but he has no Gus week 13. That's Gus's bye, and then the.
It doesn't matter. He'll make the playoffs. It's all about getting to the dance. He will make the dance.
He's not locked in. I don't know what you're saying.
But he would if he hadn't made the trade, Jake. That's all I'm fucking saying.
How do you know that? He's in 6.
Because, dude, he's scoring more points than anybody behind him. And he still would be if he kept those players.
I don't think that's true. Look at Austin's week this week. He's 1 game behind them. Sterling still has a great team. He had a shit week, but Sterling still has a great team.
Then he plays
I mean,
Frank.
are we playing
And
to
then
fucking
it's
win or are we
playoffs.
playing to lose? Like I don't get it.
What do you mean?
I mean, he could just. I mean, seriously though, he could have kept his team and fucking just kept trying. He gave up. That's all I'm saying.
The price for me. If I'm screwing around to find out and see if I make playoffs, if I'm truly out and I say, okay, I need to cash in on these guys right now, the price for me is a hell of a lot higher than a first-round pick in 3 years.
I agree, but
That's
here's
the
the
other
thing. He plays Logan this week. Toast. Not winning that one, no matter who he has. Then he goes on to
luck
play
of the draw, man.
Sterling
Could
without
happen.
Gus. No, it couldn't. He's 10-1. Logan is scoring 1,578 points, and he lost Joe Burrow, and Jamar Chase gets a downgrade. Be realistic about
My
this.
team has been averaging 140 points a week. I scraped in 109 points last week.
I'm okay, Tyler. Look, I understand what you're saying, but it is not like
Any given week.
It's any given week, but be realistic when you're doing analysis for something. You're not going off like, oh, it could be any given week. It's like the odds are pretty low that he beats Logan. Logan's 10-1 on the season. Logan's putting up way more points than he is, and there's distinct downgrades for his players this week. Like you just need to be realistic about his real chance to win. What I'm saying is, thereafter he then plays Sterling without Gus Edwards. So who are you starting instead of Gus Edwards? And then that one really determines it. And then if you lose that one, you can't trade any more players, and you're out of playoffs. Because if he loses to Logan and then he loses to Sterling, Sterling takes that spot.
So you're getting rid of the absolute worst case scenario, right? Is you trade for another RB2 that somebody's willing to give up, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe an RB3 also.
Yeah.
And you lose out on whatever you paid for Raheem Mostert next year because he's irrelevant. What did he pay for Raheem Mostert?
I think here we're getting back to we would have run this team differently to begin with. Given that we know Ben's not going to sell his 2025 picks for other players because he hasn't done that and hasn't shown any attempt to do that. Yeah, didn't I trade him? I traded him for
Tua, Mostert, Jeff Wilson, and a first. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he definitely made out pretty well on that, I would say. But
I mean,
back to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I would rather have Tua, to be honest. I don't know. I would have kept Tua, but also he wouldn't be where he is right now without Mostert. So
no. So
I think it's time to move on.
It's all done.
Yeah,
we've talked enough about this.
Just don't give up on your teams that quickly. And it's just Raheem Mostert. I understand getting value before they're irrelevant, but man, you got to get more than a 2026 first. You got to at least try.
He is a fringe contender, and we all agree we would have traded his picks to make himself a real serious contender.
But he has not shown that he cares about trading for players. Clearly, look at these. So this is his strategy, and we'll see what happens in the next 3 years. That's all I can say.
We will.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I mean, dude, honestly, in 5 or 6 years, if he plays his cards right, we could be like, man, Ben is such a fucking juggernaut. What were we doing wrong?
I mean, I felt like that was happening this year already with a team that didn't really look that good on paper. So, who knows?
It's a good team. The wide receivers are so good.
Olave has underperformed a lot this year. I think that's the main problem with his team.
Which is fair. But the targets are there. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So what I wanted to go over here is each of you pull up your dynasty team, which I'm sure you'd be glad to do. But I really would like to see what player on your team do you think a shoe-in to help you win a championship, and what player do you think could really disappoint you and drag your team down? A player that you most likely would be starting on a week-to-week basis. Maybe base it off schedule, strength of schedule. Maybe they got some tough matchups coming up. I'll start with you, Tyler.
Yeah, so when I was thinking about players that could win me a championship, just the word championship in itself, I'm automatically looking at week 17 for all of these guys. And the one that sticks out the most to me is Travis Etienne. And again, he's been pretty much my dude on the year. They're playing the Panthers in week 17. Now, week 17 is weird, right? Because not only are we talking fantasy implications, right, for championship week, we're also talking humongous NFL implications. 'Tis the season to determine seeding for the playoffs. 'Tis the season to, if you're Carolina and you're out of everything, we'll shake it up. We'll try a different look defense, or we'll try a different look offense. There are so many things happening, and I think that what's going to happen is Jacksonville is going to lose a couple games down this last stretch. I think they might lose to a really cheeky Browns team with an elite defense. I think Baltimore is going to keep rolling, and that's really going to put a nail in their quest for seeding. So when we get later towards the year, these are really, really important games, and I think they're going to lay it on thick with the Panthers. So I think Etienne's going to be heavily involved in a game like that to kind of keep everybody honest in the run game, and that's what stuck out to me the most.
Yeah, just assuming you're making it to the championship already. You know what? That's I mean, looking at your team, pretty high odds of that at this rate.
God willing, again, anything could happen, but if we're talking winning a championship, I'm talking week 17. So that's right where my mind goes to.
Yeah. What about you, Jake? What's the guy that you think could pretty much, maybe he's under the radar, maybe he's a shoe-in, but who's the guy that you think you can rely on, get you ship this year?
The guy that I can rely on to get me a ship.
Certainly not Kyle Pitts for John.
Dude, I hate to go with the chalk pick, but it feels like Christian McCaffrey at Washington week 17. And I mean, if I don't get this bye, he plays Arizona week 15.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
And I mean, at the end of the day, he's still Christian McCaffrey. Last time he played Arizona, he put up 48 points. So,
Jesus Christ, that's top 10 all time, I think, in our league.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely is.
Yeah, it is. I'd really like to see more from Jonathan Taylor. He's got a nice Las Vegas matchup, week 17. Yeah, I mean, Adam Thielen against Jacksonville is another nice one to me. But I mean, it's Christian McCaffrey. It's such a chalk pick, but come on, it's Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. I kind of have two that I think could really blow up over the last few weeks of the season. The one that I'm kind of excited for and hoping that they could actually help me here is honestly, I think Bijan Robinson with a matchup against Carolina in week 15, which I am all but guaranteed to be playing that week in fantasy in the playoffs. I don't know who I'll play against. It's probably either going to be Tyler. It could be Tyler. It's going to be one of the bigger teams. It's going to be Tyler or Jake, most likely.
Yeah. As it stands.
Yeah. What is it?
Oh,
yeah,
actually, as it stands, you'll be playing Connor in week 15.
Then I would love to have, a good game from my fucking 101 running back. But yeah, against Carolina at week 15, I think that he could actually have an insane game, and they finally gave him fucking 22 carries. So at least if it's against a bad team, they're going to be running the ball more.
You think they're going to turn up his touches to kind of finish out the year? I know we've kind of seen that treatment in the past.
So. Yeah, dude, might as well. They always start him out kind of small, and then they start giving him more and more throughout the season. I would love if Tyler Algier got hurt, and then we could definitely see some more. Or miss some games, maybe take some time off for mental health reasons. I don't know. Pull Calvin Ridley.
I don't know, man. You kind of need that 1-2 punch sometimes. You need to change your pace back, or else they're just going to be like, oh, Bijan's on the field. Looks like they're running it.
That's kind of all I have is 1-2 punches. Speaking of 1-2 punches, Jaylen Warren. I think this guy could carry me. I think he could be a great RB4. He's everything I wanted Miles Sanders to be this year. Kind of a dual threat. I mean, he had a huge breakaway run last week with a 75-yard touchdown. I think it was a reception, actually. He's still seeing around 50% of the snaps, but Najee looks like fucking shit per usual. So he's looking great, and he's got a pretty, forgiving schedule. I think he can at least help me get a few wins to finish out the actual regular season here. Cincinnati, Arizona, New England. But yeah, I think those two guys, aside from Mixon and my other obvious studs, give me a very solid chance in the playoffs this year. So yeah. In terms of duds, though, in terms of a guy you think could ruin your fantasy chances,
Oh boy.
for any reason, it doesn't matter what the reason is. I have a very interesting reason for mine. What would yours be, Tyler?
Oh, this one's tough.
You lost Mark Andrews.
I hate to hang my hat on anybody. Yeah, I did lose Mark Andrews, so I mean, there's an easy one.
Yeah, he's not helping you.
No, he's not helping me at all. As far as just reliability through this last stretch of games, I've seen a lot of postings on various social media outlets from very, I would say, reliable and consistently good fantasy analyst sites about how good DK Metcalf is supposed to be on the last half of the season, or this last third of the season. But to me, I see a guy who is reliably banged up. He is yet to miss consistent time. But the quarterback situation, Geno's been kind of touch and go. They're losing, pretty close games. JSN has seen kind of an ascension. I just don't know if I can plug and play DK Metcalf everywhere.
Yeah, I don't love Geno. San Francisco, Dallas, San Francisco, Philly.
That's so scary.
That's a
and
gauntlet,
on paper, San Francisco and Philly are actually pretty good for wide receivers.
Actually, they are.
In practice, though, it doesn't matter if your quarterback gets fucking killed. So, I'm just really nervous about that.
The next couple of weeks here, I think we are. No,
Drew Lock towards the end of the game last week. I think.
Didn't Geno get hurt? I thought he got hurt.
He did get hurt. I think he's questionable for this week. He's tracking
He's
to
questionable,
play,
yeah.
but it's also a short week. They're playing tomorrow.
And they're playing San Francisco. Although, didn't they just lose Bosa? Or is that which one did they lose?
That was
Bosa.
The Chargers.
Yeah,
Chargers lost
Bosa.
Joey Bosa, yep.
Yeah, no, I think Metcalf, if you can get to week 16, which I think you might have to buy anyway, so you might automatically make it.
Yeah,
Tennessee is giving up a lot against Washington. That's a juicy matchup. You might have to start Metcalf that week. If you see any flashes in the next 4 weeks, which I would be shocked if you didn't, you might have to start him over like a Mike Evans or maybe that might be the only player I would start out.
I kind of hate that Sterling was right, but we were talking a little bit when we were tailgating at a game recently, and you kind of want to just have your lockdown group of guys. It's so tough to make a start-sit decision when you get closer to playoffs when you're talking about the difference between like Josh Jacobs and DK Metcalf.
What did this guy
Mike
do
Evans and Michael Pittman.
Wait, where did you see Sterling?
This was it was a while ago, but that was
when we were okay.
That advice
like,
stuck with Tyler.
What game did you go to?
No, I'm sorry, that was last year. That was not.
Yeah,
this
I was
year.
gonna say I thought you somehow
talking
like
to Sterling
saw him
in summary of our championship matchup last year.
Because you guys were facing each other that day at the same
we
matchup.
Yeah, we were there. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. No, luckily I had some Gillette beers in me to kind of help with the blow of that.
This week 16, right? Or week 17. If you had started him, you would have won by like 45 points. No,
Look
40,
at that stretch of games,
points.
though, and tell me anybody does that.
I know. And Metcalf was looking nice, so like I get it.
He was. So I'd make that 1,000 times out of 1,000. But no, that's really tough when you have that choice to make ultimately.
Yeah. I wonder what I think. Oh, he's wide receiver 11 right now. I wonder what he was at during week 16 of last year and what he jumped to in week 17.
Wide receiver, I think he was in the 40s.
Oh, he was wide receiver 17. So yeah, he must have been like at least in the 20s before that week. Yeah.
Was he really 17?
Yeah.
Is that what he finished at?
Finished at 17 last year. Yeah.
See, that's insane to me. But the problem is the man is a perennial 1,000-yard receiver. It doesn't matter who's throwing to him. So
every year of his career, he doesn't get hurt either. Really, I say that now, but you never know.
Don't say that.
Well, then you have to start Metcalf.
Yeah, and then it'll be an easy decision.
Yeah. What about you, Jake? What do you got for a guy that you think might make or break? Make or
Might
break the
make or
season.
break.
You did just trade for some running back, so maybe a little bit of hesitation there. Huh?
I am really worried about Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think as long as he plays the games, I'm not worried about it. Like he'll get me the points that I need in general. But I'm just worried that he's gonna get hurt, dude. And then my other options are Tommy DeVito, James Winston, or Tim Boyle.
What happened to Brock Purdy? I thought you had him.
Traded Brock Purdy away, and Kirk Cousins got hurt, and I gave Tyler Russell Wilson.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's right. It's hard to
Bro,
predict the future.
I was feeling so safe with Kirk Cousins and Tua on my roster. I was like, yeah, I can trade away Russell. Who cares?
I mean, it's
And
been a
Russell
mass
Wilson's
purging
fucking
of
nice.
quarterbacks this season. I mean, in terms of
Yeah.
just the injuries, it's really gone directly for the QBs this year.
It's brutal.
Fucking
Historically
everybody.
high
Everybody's
QB
hurt.
injury rate. I think there were 9 different rookies that have started at quarterback this year,
Wow.
which is
That's
most
wild.
ever, I think. Yeah.
Tommy DeVito, not
Yeah.
bad last week.
Honestly, like that's what I'm saying. I do actually feel a little bit better after this week. And, I'm praying that this isn't the answer, but Philadelphia and the Rams are a 16-17 matchup. It's not terrible.
if you win a championship off the back of Braxton Berrios and Tommy DeVito, again, I say this a lot, but I'll kill myself in that situation.
You just won't do it.
Nice. That's a good.
You won't
that's
do
a
it.
good reaction.
You won't do it, John.
Oh, you won't do
Especially
it.
if it's against me. If I lose a championship to
Oh
Tommy
my
DeVito,
God. I wouldn't
I'll
worry
put my
about it.
head
You're
through
not
a
making
wall.
the playoffs.
oh, you fucking asshole! I will, dude. I'm fucking 8-3. Eat your own ass. God, man.
Dude, Ben
You're
could make
the
the
most
playoffs.
sham 8-3 I've ever seen, bro.
Okay. All right. Well, speaking of being a sham, I do want to talk about the backbone of my team and the player. I guess it's a tag team, but I'll go with just both of them together. They will make or break my season, and I think it's purely because of how good their team is as a whole. They are by far the best team in the NFL. They just are. Did you see the play against the Chiefs where it's another tush push, but like the fact,
I don't
like,
give a fuck about tush push.
can I talk about my team, or are you gonna fucking talk about yourself in front of elephants again?
Damn.
So
Very
So
cool.
essentially, it's like, yeah, they're great. Jake took the picture, by the way. Really magnificent. He was in
He did.
Tanzania. It's a fucking incredible experience. I have his magnet on my fridge. Really happy about it. Anyway, so you know what? Like when you play Madden, a good play is like the pinch. Like it's a pinch blitz almost, where it's like 4 defensive linemen just like pinch the center to try
Yeah,
to
it's
stop
a
like
goal
a straight up.
line play call.
Yeah.
Yes.
It usually works. It doesn't work against this because Jalen Hurts can squat fucking 8,000 pounds, and like the whole line is stopped. The forward progress is essentially stopped, and then all of a sudden they bowl forward for like 4 yards. I don't understand how it's possible. It just happens every time, and it's insane. But Jalen Hurts, they play Arizona in week 17. So this is my issue is let's say they win. Maybe they lose 2 games here. They lose 2 more games. I still think there's a heavy possibility that they're the number 1 seed going into week 17. They have the Giants in week 18. I think their backup is it Minshew? No, he's with
No.
He's on Indy.
it's
You
Mariota.
literally click team right now and find out who it is.
It's Mariota. I don't need to click team. I think it's Mariota.
I don't need to. I think it's
is.
Mariota.
Maybe I don't know if Mariota's a shoo-in to beat the Arizona and the Giants. I hope that they lose a game against San Francisco or Dallas, so they have to play him. But if he doesn't play and I make it to the championship, I'm fucked. So
I would go nuts. I would go so fucking crazy if that's how you lost a championship. It's because you had to start Baker Mayfield.
would you trade me Tommy DeVito?
It's too late at that point.
for
brother.
Jalen Hurts, bro.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter at that point. You could drop into waivers. I could pick him up.
There you go.
That's
That'd be
straight
cool.
That's
up
not
collusion.
collusion. Yeah.
That's not collusion. You want to roster Tommy DeVito? That's your own fault.
Hey, Tommy DeVito put up 22 points last week. Tommy DeVito was a QB1.
Regardless, yeah, I think those are our make or breaks. Let us know what your make or breaks are on our Instagram post this week. I'd love to hear them. You won't, but maybe you will.
Chris certainly won't after we
Sleeper
didn't read
accounts.
his fucking question.
We read them eventually. Calm down, Jesus.
I can't believe we did that to like one of our number 1 fans.
I have a lot going on. I have a full-time job. I'm sorry, Chris. Next time, I promise you.
Shout
we'll
out
make it
Chris,
on the
man,
number
show.
one
so
fan.
dirty. Yep, number
Mm.
one.
He's been a loyal supporter. I think he was a supporter before Tyler even came on the show.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
That's like Big Mac
that's
Jones
incredible.
energy.
Like, I think he legitimately listened before Tyler came on the show, and then Tyler came on the show, and he's like, bro,
He's like double down.
Yeah.
double down. Yeah.
Love to hear that. Let's move on to our second to last segment here. A little bit of survival football.
Survival football.
Survival football. Something insane happened last week.
Did I win? I don't even remember.
Did you guys pick mine while I was gone?
We have picked for Jake the last 2 weeks because that's an advantage you get when someone doesn't show up to the podcast. We make the
Oh my
pick for
God.
you.
Did we give Jake the?
We gave Jake the Giants.
We did.
and
Oh,
they won.
oh,
yes. Tommy DeVito. Yes.
Fucking ass, bro. What the fuck?
Sam Howell threw like 5 picks. That's why. But
No,
Yeah,
Tommy DeVito is him. That's why.
It's
I don't know.
insane. We gave Jake the Panthers in week 10. They lost, so we did get one loss out of Jake. So
Did I
we
pick the
even the playing
Browns?
field a little bit. You picked the Browns in week 9. They won.
Yeah.
But yeah, we gave Jake the fucking Giants
Damn.
last week, and I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't like 100% confident. I'm never 100% confident in picking survival football, but I was pretty sure that was the best chance at giving Jake an L.
I think
Didn't work.
You even said this
Wait,
might
what-
be the
scroll
real
up.
Grim
Who is-
Reaper pick.
Yeah.
It's the
Who is on the right, dude?
That's Logan Sterling and Mac. That one.
No.
week they were on.
That's you, bro. You're the fucking Grim Reaper. How are
Yeah.
you this bad at this?
We talked about it last week, but it's because I try to make it fun and pick games that are like could go either way. But like that's the it waited till week 11.
You're just bad at this.
Okay, whatever. I waited till week 11 to pick the Dolphins. I haven't picked the Eagles. I haven't picked the Chiefs. I haven't picked.
You picked the 49ers and the Bills.
Cowboys. You haven't picked.
Okay, the Bills
You
suck.
picked the Ravens. Bills didn't suck week 2. That was a chalk pick week 2.
Who'd they play? The Patriots. They lost to the Patriots.
No.
Either way,
Sucks.
yeah, I'm not
Why are they
great.
so bad?
I
I
don't know.
picked the Patriots, by the way, in week 7. That was maybe my best moment on the season. Fantasy
They beat the Bills that
otherwise.
week. Didn't
That was
I think my
glorious.
best. Wait, you guys gave me the Giants, and I had already picked the Giants.
they? Oh no. We suck.
Oh, John, that's kind of on you. Not gonna lie.
I was just looking through mine, and I was like, "Oh, who's a team?"
We
with a bad
suck. Well, that's on us. I
Hey,
think-
well deserved. The Giants are fucking horrible. So
I love
are
that.
those the only 2 wins on the year?
2 wins for the
Yeah.
Giants. dude.
Damn it!
Hold
we
on.
fucking idiots.
Are you kidding me?
So Jake
What's
has
their record? They only have 2 wins, don't they?
yeah.
No, they're 3-8.
Yeah.
They're 3-8. Okay.
Okay.
I was like,
Damn
no
it.
fucking way. We picked the only 2 weeks that team won. That
Man,
would be
every
ridiculous.
time I do this, I'm like, I should start sports betting.
Is this like? Do
Yeah.
we have to throw this whole season out now? And like it's a tie because like now it doesn't count because
Yeah,
Jake's
it's a tie
tied.
between me and Tyler. Your
No,
ass
no,
is
it's tied between
tied for
everybody.
last fucking place.
Well, okay. I think maybe we throw it out and we start over fresh, like 0-0 from week 12 on.
Sure,
I'd
0-0
probably
for
be
me and
10-1
Tyler.
if I was
You are
here week
still
9.
6-5.
How do we make this okay? I don't know how we make this okay.
give,
Why don't you take
Jake
a
and I
loss
each
for?
a tie or something.
Fuck
and then
you.
lose
Why don't
one.
you take a
No.
loss for making a bad pick? And
We've made it together. Why does it just affect? It just affects.
Yeah,
me?
no, that's kind of on me too. I didn't
it's your
check.
fault.
I didn't
No,
notice that
Tyler,
at
don't try to
all.
take anything from him.
Fucking. I don't understand why I'm always the enemy when I'm the one that's just clawing my way to the top when you're already up there with fucking
Man, you have
every
such a,
player
you have such a, like,
possible.
persecution complex.
That's what it feels like sometimes. You're just
Yeah,
casually just
sometimes you
knocking me
feel
down
like
a
you're
peg
like the
whenever you fit
pariah.
in.
You're this being that is just has everything against him.
That's what it feels like. For the love of
John
God.
was just telling me the other day how he feels like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. He's like, that's literally me. And I
Yeah.
said, I know, John. I understand.
Yeah, I might watch
That's
that
literally-
movie right now.
I'm a fucking super weirdo who's gonna kill some people.
I told him, I was
Alright.
like, dude, that's literally you. It is.
That's you. You're a fucking psychopath who's obsessed with a celebrity.
Damn
It's just
it.
Brittany Mahomes instead of Robert De Niro talk show guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go on her
God
Instagram
help Brittany
story and
Mahomes
shoot
if she ever
myself.
starts a talk show. Yeah, John's gonna get on one of her lives and fucking blow her brains out.
Okay. Jeez. Oh my god.
Breaking news: we've been barred from every NFL stadium.
We didn't say. We didn't.
No,
say
we probably
anything
just be
here.
barred from podcast
Sean's
platforms. I don't
gonna
think they
do
could
that.
bar us from an NFL stadium.
Sean's a fucking lunatic. It's not me. I'm calling it like I see it.
You're still here. You still show up every week.
Yeah, you're still my pal.
Okay.
Somehow.
You might be insane, but I'm your pal.
We're pals. We're
Somehow.
buddies.
Regardless,
pals.
Jake, who you picking this week? You can't pick the Giants. I'll say that. No more picking the Giants.
Bro,
that
I'm
would
gonna
make
run
this
with the-
unfair.
Let me run with the Giants again.
I'm gonna roll with the Giants gang.
If you want to pick the Giants every week, I'll allow it.
Damn, that Patriots matchup is like.
I know. You pick the Giants. Oh, it's tough. I know.
I don't want to. I want the Patriots to lose that game. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm kind of tank for whoever the fuck they end up picking. It's probably not going to
Could
be
be
the
an
player that we
offensive
should
tackle,
pick.
bro.
It's gonna be the league's new elite punter.
Probably take someone that should be undrafted in the first one on the 101.
Oh, 100%.
You know what? I'll take the Bucks.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Colts haven't looked great.
Wow,
Minshew
Jake's taking the
magic.
Bucks. All right. Jake with the
respect the
Bucks.
pick.
Tyler, what do you got?
Oh boy, I'm having a hard time keeping track of who I've picked already here.
I mean, Rams would have been the chalk pick, I guess.
What it?
I
Yeah,
don't
against the
know,
fucking
dude. Kyler
Cardinals.
Murray's back.
Oh, that's true. Kyler Murray's back.
Like, I don't know, dog. That's
Why don't you put the word out? We're
I
back
think
up.
they could scrape some
We
wins
back
together. And the Rams might not have Cooper Kupp, which I mean,
All right. This is
Yeah, that
lame, but
was
we've gotten
not
to
a
this point
problem.
in the season. Let's go Chiefs. Chiefs at the Raiders, playing in the dome. No slippery
pick-
rain for Travis Kelce to fumble or for them to just suck on ice and not put
They
up
still
any
got
points.
wide receivers with bricks for hands, dude.
It don't matter when they're playing against a guy who looks like he's from the Super Troopers movie. Aiden O'Connell just I
He
don't know,
literally
man.
just looks like
They're not
Justin
getting the
Bieber, if you ask me. I think Aiden O'Connell looks like Justin Bieber if he had a mustache and like before the tattoos.
Pull
like
up a picture of
2012.
Aiden O'Connell right now because I want you to look at how wrong you are. You are so off base that it's not even close.
Aiden
Aiden
O'Connell.
O'Connell looks like Justin
Look at
Bieber
it.
with a mustache.
Agent
Yes!
of,
That man
Look
looks
at-
like
look.
Farva. That is Farva.
he looks like Farva.
Okay,
He
that's
looks
fine.
literally like
Okay, look,
Farva.
Justin Bieber 2012.
No, dude. It's
I'm
No,
telling
that's
you,
2012.
What in the
2012 was
world?
like he was a child.
Tom Brady looks more like Justin Bieber.
I think you don't see that.
Can you go back and go to the Thomas the Tank Engine photos that were up? I feel like we really
Yeah,
blew by
that-
that.
No, we don't need to talk about that. That's fine.
Why
and
were
that
you
was a
Googling,
collective
why are you
effort. Don't just
Googling Thomas the Tank Engine?
stop, Jake. Stop. This is already a tough enough podcast for me. Don't ruin it.
What-
You don't
what-
think
He's
you
already
don't
fighting for his
see
life.
you don't see that? I
That's-
swear.
I'm starting to
If
see.
he had-
John, I'm
There's
not gonna lie.
there's worse one. Just Google Justin Bieber with a mustache because you are right, John. Google
Oh.
Justin Bieber with a mustache.
Not
you are
2012
right.
Justin Bieber
No, he was like 17, maybe.
mustache. Yeah, bro. It's more like
That first picture right there. That first
you think
picture.
that?
A
Well,
little.
imagine he didn't
tiny
have
bit.
blonde hair. No blonde hair.
I see it.
Okay, thank you.
Ooh, that one's not even close.
It's like chunkier
It's close
Justin
enough.
Bieber with mustache.
John, I agree with you.
Okay. Wow.
That's the first time that's ever been
videos,
said on
so-
this podcast. I think.
I was gonna say that's freaking week 12. I'm in
Write it
shock
down.
right now. It's crazy.
I did
that's
just
a real
say you were
picture.
gonna shoot a woman in a live stream, so it's like don't get too excited about it.
This is weird. I can definitely see the comparison here.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord!
Yeah, toilet cell. Oh, remember when he did that, dude? That's
What
crazy.
in the world? Remember when Kanye
Remember when
peed
he
on his
when he
Grammys?
pissed in that it was like a mop bucket at this like gas station. That was like a big
Nope.
deal, I think. No?
Yes, I
Don't
do
remember
recall that
that.
actually. Unfortunately, I also remember when he hotboxed his private plane to the point that the pilots had to put on oxygen masks.
Holy shit!
That's impressive.
I think he's
Yeah.
come a long way though. He's married, Haley Bieber. She seems nice.
I wish I had
She
his
can
money.
fix him.
I think he's doing okay. You know, Selena's probably the one that could use some help at this rate.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on.
Okay. We'll move on, Jake. Just for you.
Grim Reaper pick.
I'm trying to win, everybody. I'm trying to win.
Are you
With the
mathematically
Chiefs.
eliminated?
I'm actually not. I don't
4 weeks
think.
left?
I'm
No,
only
you're not.
3 behind you.
We have to lose. Oh no, sorry. There's not 4 weeks left. What am I talking about?
There's 6 weeks left. I'm only 3 behind both of you, so I'm definitely not eliminated.
Yeah. No, you're not.
I think I'm gonna go, and I don't think we've ever done this, but you know what? No.
Oh well, you got to. You said you don't think we've ever done this. You got to do it now.
I was gonna pick the same team as somebody else, which I don't.
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't typically
There's
do
a reason
that.
we don't do that. Yeah, it's not fun.
It's not fun. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles against the Bills this week. So
At home, that's not a chalk pick. I gotta
it's
be
not
real.
a chalk
As
pick, but I
bad as the
mean,
Bills have looked, man, Josh Allen's got that.
dude, I'm gonna be honest with
I don't
you.
know.
The Bills are gonna lose by 20 this week. I just don't see it.
I
The
don't know.
Bills look like fucking shit. They look like shit.
man.
I don't think it's happening. I genuinely
Bills
believe
are gonna
that.
lose by 20, bro.
Yeah, I think they could. I think
That's
they could.
bananas.
I think they're that bad.
I don't think they couldn't, but I don't think it's going to be quite that bad. All I'm saying is that's not as chalk of a pick as I thought it was going to be. So I'm proud of you.
No, and I would have gone with the Chiefs, just for the hell of it. But since you already picked them, I'm not going to. Otherwise, the Eagles are my second choice. So the Ravens wouldn't have been a bad shot or a bad choice, but I think I already picked them.
Ooh,
I already picked
LA?
them, so
Is that the Chargers?
they're at the Chargers. I feel like that's a good pick too. But yeah, why don't we move on to our final segment of the day, the one we always look forward to. It is time for.
And now, Dr. Logan chimes in.
So this is just a staple now. Like he just submits a video every week. We're not doing
I asked him
anymore.
5 minutes before we record. And I'm like, oh my god, dude, I totally forgot to ask you again. He sends it right away.
Just ask him about
He really is great, man.
I want
yeah,
insight.
please, for the love of God, ask him about some injuries.
Dr. Logan.
Ask him
for
why
Christ's
Justin
sake.
Jefferson's
He's like,
taking so fucking long.
He's like, guys, Kenneth Walker's hurt. On my bench, I have Keaton Mitchell, and it's like, bro, you're a doctor. We need it. We need the insight. Come on.
And I want to say,
this is one for one.
This is the fourth week in a row where he is in the car. So
isn't it every week?
No, he actually.
He's gonna crash his car doing this.
We've had 1, 2, 3, 4,
maybe
5, 6,
it'll happen.
He's checked in 8 times this season. He's been in the car for 6 of those.
Okay, so almost.
So pretty good. I mean, he hasn't crashed yet, but here we go. 58 seconds, Dr. Logan.
Man, hamstrings are brutal. Justin Jefferson, I think he's being extremely smart, especially with Kirk Cousins out for the year. The reoccurrence of hamstring injuries is significantly higher than most injuries, and unfortunately, I had Justin Jefferson. I traded for him. He gets hurt. He only got me 4 points total. I traded for Montgomery, Marquise Brown, and Luke Musgraves for Justin Jefferson. Yeah, I know it's fucking terrible, but I'm 5-6, and there's a bunch of 5-6 and 6-5 teams, and I have the least amount of total points, so I had to do something. And hope you make playoffs. JJ's probably going to miss another week or two. The way JJ's approaching this, he could be back, but he's not, which is good for Jake in fucking Dynasty and redraft. Not redraft. Keeper. He's being smart. He doesn't give a fuck about our fantasy teams, he said.
Yeah. I bitched and complained about it, and then Logan gave me exactly what I wanted from him. Yeah. Logan, I take it back.
Did.
I take it back. You can keep coming back. That's great. Keep saying
Why
stuff
does
like
everyone
this.
have to be
You
on
even
your
ask
side,
us for
even
anything.
when they don't?
You just shared. That was great. Thanks, Logan.
He doesn't need our help anymore.
Yeah, there's no question.
No.
So
there's no question. That was
there's
great.
nothing we can do to help him at this point. We can just talk about it.
Just prayers up for your team, dog. I hope good things out of Luke Musgraves.
Dude, I'm 5-6 in our league of record. I need a hope and a prayer as well. So
yeah,
I feel it. I would love for Justin Jefferson to come back for Logan's home team's sake, but I would if he could only get points for that league and not anything Jake is playing in, that would be ideal. Can we make that happen?
It's so tough to you guys are gonna have to spend the next however many years hating Justin Jefferson.
I feel like people who actually had to draft him with the 101 this year don't like him that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be pissed.
Yeah.
That's your whole
Not
team.
a problem for me.
Basically. Yeah, that's why I think we need to institute the 2 or 3 year rule of keepers, because we
I
can
agree.
avoid situations like this.
I got to be at least grandfathered in for the next 3 years if we do that.
That's absolutely not happening. It would be a poll after this season if it's
It'd be like another year. I feel like we'd let you keep him. I feel like that's more than fair.
yeah. You have 2 championships with him, Jake. That's
No, I
plenty.
don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I
If you can
don't. I
find
didn't have him the
another,
first
if
one.
you can find an instance of another keeper league where somebody has kept Justin Jefferson at the 15,
Go on
in the
Reddit
15th
and just
round,
see, Jake. If
just
you're the
ask.
only
If you
one,
can find one other league that's happened in, then I'll let you do this until the end of time. I don't give a shit. That's fine. There's just no
Justin
way that
Jefferson.
this has happened to anybody else. I can't believe this league let this happen. And I came in late and was like, guys, what the fuck? Come on.
I love Justin Jefferson. Somebody dropped him,
That's what I mean. Like, what?
that pisses me off
They
a lot.
drafted him like the 13th
Come
and then dropped him.
on.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He wasn't on my radar, to be honest with you. Like, we weren't doing Dynasty yet at that point. So I just was just like, this guy had a good week, and then I picked him
Since
up.
that man got drafted by the Vikings, he's been a top
He had 2
prospect.
bad
I
weeks
don't
in his
know
entire
what they were
career.
thinking of.
Like
Yeah.
the first two
It was
weeks
the
of
first
his
year. He dropped him
career.
after the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's what happened. And then he blew up and had the best rookie wide receiver season ever.
Ever
So,
of all time.
Yeah, ever.
Oh,
Better than Randy Moss.
I love
Better
Justin
than
Jefferson. I want to buy
anybody.
a Justin Jefferson jersey.
When?
That's nice for you.
You should do it.
I got to be grandfathered in. This is bullshit. I can't be punished because I made 2.
You're not being punished. You have 2
You're not being
championships. There's
punished.
no way to punish you, Jake.
I did the rules.
We're giving
too
you
good.
one slight
followed- I did-
disadvantage.
I-
You have an
because
advantage
I'm-
over everybody every year.
Yeah,
It would at least
whatever.
level the playing field a little bit.
Why don't we level
Sorry.
the playing field by making the other people better rather than making me worse?
So everybody gets Justin Jefferson on their team.
Yeah, how about that? How about nobody gets Justin Jefferson? That would make it even. How about
Yeah,
nobody?
you know
He's
what?
off
I'm fine
limits.
with that. No one is allowed to draft Justin Jefferson. I'm fine with that rule. That would make me happy.
So that would mean
Okay,
you still have him if
done.
nobody drafts him.
No, it would mean nobody gets him. I don't get him.
How about
I don't want to have to hate Justin Jefferson.
how about we do a draft next year? Everybody who finishes in the top 10 of their position off limits. Can't draft him.
Honestly, that would be a sick league format.
It's like an underdog league.
It's all like RB2s and like bad quarterbacks.
That sounds
Dude,
kind of like a
tight
nightmare.
ends would be a wasteland.
No,
You're
quarterbacks
starting
would
like
be a wasteland, dude. Oh my
Tim
God.
Boyle every
quarterbacks,
week.
quarterbacks would be fine because you got 32 starting quarterbacks that like can get points. Tight ends, bro.
Tight
You
ends
can
is
still put
tough.
anybody out
I
there.
hear
There's a
ya.
lot of teams that
Yeah.
do two tight end formats. I mean, you find somebody. You know?
Oh man, let's do that, but do a super flex league.
Maybe that could be instead of the kicker league next year, we'll do that league where you have to start people that go like after ADP 100.
Oh,
Oh man,
That would be insane.
I think you make it. I think you double down. You do you have to speculate on who might get touches later in the year, or if injuries happen.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be after
you just
ADP,
got to start. Yeah,
200.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
best ball, right? Just got to do best ball.
I'm just
Right.
in that
Pretty
league. I'm
much.
just hammering down on running backs, and then trading for what I need. Like,
Yeah, honestly, it would work. Just
Yeah.
all kickers, so you can put kickers in your flex.
bro,
Should we take a second to go over where the
101 is
kicker league's
Tucker
at?
because he's the only one who's like consistent at that level.
He's actually Justin Tucker is like the kicker 14 this year, I think.
Not
Yeah,
good.
it's not good. Well, the problem is the Ravens have been too good in the red zone, which has never happened historically.
Yeah,
So
because they have Gus
well,
Edwards. He's been unbelievable.
I take that back. The Ravens are pretty good in the red zone, but they're cooking this year.
Right now, we're all still in contention. Kicklers, Jake.
There's
Kicklers is this is our kicker league. First time we talked about it on the pod this whole season, but everybody
Yeah.
had to have a kicker pun as their that was the only requirement. Jake obviously went with Kicklers. We got is Gabe happy? Okay.
Listen, don't roast
Matt
me.
Gay.
It's literally the guy's name. Okay.
All right, Tyler. Questionable.
wait.
Oh
Why
my.
did you change it to Gay Pat from Harrison?
I think he got rid of his other
Oh,
kicker.
because I had to.
Gay
It was
Butts.
Harrison
You had Gay
Butker's
Butts.
bye week, so it was
Oh,
Matt Gay and Riley
okay.
Patterson. So it's Gay Pat. Now I got to change it back to Butt Pat.
I feel like
It's
it's better
just
than Gay
too
Pat.
good. It's too good, man.
Kareem Hunt's the best one with Mag at 3 and 8.
Kareem Hunt was the best.
It's just Kareem
Yeah.
Hunt. Yeah.
I
Urban
really
Meyer.
like
Dicker the
Urban
kicker.
Meyer as well.
Yeah.
Dicker, I barely
I-
know her. That's really good.
Big
I've
kick
had a
energy.
tough ride. I started out 4-0 and now I'm 6-5. But I mean, it's 6 teams still make the playoffs out of 8. Like, it's gonna
Wait,
be a bloodbath.
there's two Dicker the Kicker teams. Who actually rosters him?
Oh, Dicker
It's
the kicker and
Logan.
Dicker, I barely know her.
Yeah, that guy
Who is
actually.
this? Logan.
what are you doing? You have Justin
Come
Tucker and you
on.
can't come up with a better team name?
Tucker, I hardly know her.
Yeah, like
Jucker-
tuck him in the bed or
Tuscan? I
something.
don't know.
Sleepy time. I don't know, man. Something you got to get something out of that Logan.
He's
Come
got
on.
2 defenses. That's a mistake because the defenses in this league get you literally no points. Like,
They don't literally
Yeah.
give you no points. It's all return yardage. So you just got to find a team that is playing another team that punts a lot.
I've had the Browns they're the defense 4, and this is what they score every week. Nothing.
It's
Nothing.
not a lot.
Yeah.
A single field goal is worth more than any of those weeks.
Yeah, no, literally it is. What's crazy is like in this league, you could be projected to lose 99% to 1, and then 1 field goal makes you win.
Yes.
Like the percentages don't know how to comprehend this league yet, and that's what's insane. I love
it's
it.
bizarre. For the audio listeners, it's 2 kickers in the defense. Field goal scoring is like crazy high, and the defense is only return yards, and you have 1 bench spot. So
Brandon
it's been pretty
McManus.
entertaining.
Brandon
Scoring.
McManus is a king, bro.
Kicking scoring settings, you get 0.1 for every field goal yard.
Yeah, which I
50
love.
yards is a 7-point field goal, and then down from there it's 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah. So
We were playing with
been
the
a lot
idea
of fun.
too of a missed field goal. I thought it'd be hilarious. It was like -40, just like an absolute just
Jesus.
devastating blow. Like you almost guaranteed to lose if your kicker misses. I think it's hilarious.
That would be wild. Maybe next year. Special teams player. Yeah. You still can get points for special teams players, but hardly ever happens. I do want to see what's the top defense on the year, meaning they have the most kick return touchdowns.
I don't think that it projects points correctly.
It doesn't. It doesn't project them correctly.
Does it show you the stats?
How's
correctly?
Chris Boswell
Packers.
kicker
Packers.
20, but he scored 26, 35, 14, 27, 15, 6, 16, 31.
Are those
Because some guys
rankings
are putting
a
up 50 or
conventional?
60, dude.
Yeah,
No.
Harrison Butker has had ridiculous weeks. He's scored 70, 80 points.
The Packers are the top defense for kick returns. What is the top defense for actual defense is the question.
That's a great question. Let's see if I can find
Because they had 2 weeks of 15 and then 1 week of 10. So that means I think they had kick return touchdowns all of those weeks. But it doesn't even show that stat. Like, we can't even tell.
Dude, we are just shooting the shit. No one gives a shit about this. We should probably end the show.
No, it's fine.
Dallas
This is-
Cowboys, for reference, is
We're
the top
shooting the shit
defense
about
on
our
the
kickers league.
Exactly. It's the first time. People care. People care. I guess we can wrap it up though, so Jay can go to bed because he has to do a 3.5 or a 5K tomorrow, the Gobbler run. So, do you get to eat a turkey leg after that?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna, but not like directly after.
Is it provided by the run itself, or are you gonna go and eat one like at your?
No,
actual
I'm just gonna go
Thanksgiving
seek out a turkey leg and some
Okay.
liquor, bro.
Hell yeah, hard liquor, everybody. That's what gets you through Thanksgiving and family time.
I love my family. I'm excited
And
to
football.
spend time with them. And football.
And football, baby.
There's
Thank
nothing
you guys.
more I love.
Thank you guys so much for watching, listening. If you made it this far, we really appreciate it. Follow us at Those Fantasy Dudes wherever you want. And listen to us on all those preferred podcast platforms, all that stuff. YouTube, hit that plus notification button. That way you never miss an episode. That's going to do it. Good luck in your Week 12 matchups. Hope you guys make the playoffs, unless you're Jake or Tyler.
Boo.
Thanks for tuning in to Those Fantasy Dudes podcast. Make sure to tune in next week and follow us at Those Fantasy Dudes on Instagram.
Alvin.